Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Vertical Slice. I'm Gareth, and today we shall be slicing into Eidolon. Now, Eidolon has just come out this month, and it's another in the style of walk-em-ups, so there is very little objective to the actual game, and it's mainly about exploring a world. Very much like Proteus, only Proteus's land was much, much smaller. This is a gigantic land you have to explore in Eidolon. And there is slightly more actual objective to it. There is a survival system, eating, hunting, foraging, etc. And you go around and you pick up notes, basically, which seem to interpret something that happened a long time ago, ages ago. So that's basically it. This is where I left it last time. So we are in what is apparently post-apocalyptic Washington state. The entire game world, I think, is set something like 400 years in the future. So there's very little in the way of, actual civilization out there. And it's up to you, basically, where you want to go and what you want to do. So you have a inventory. Here is a look at the notes that I've collected so far. I've only collected a couple of notes, but each of these kind of like hint at stuff that happened in the past. So you can see here we've got a obituary for someone who died in 2052, and then some other notes about other stuff that happened at various times. So this lady, 2034, and then these other notes about year 182. So presumably this is after. No one can remember the date anymore, it's been so long. So the survival system, you have a variety of stuff which you can collect. Oh, I need to throw away those old mushrooms and throw away these old blackberries. I'm going to eat the remainder of the blackberries. So yeah, you have it's a very minimal survival system. Basically, you can hunt, you can gather. Hunting is going to be very, very rare because basically there are no animals around almost any time. I mean, ooh, I think I can see one though. I think I can see one moving in the distance there. Yes, look, there's a deer. We could try and get that deer. It's quite a way away though. It's on the other side of the lake there. Plus, I don't want to damage it. You can tell from this distance it doesn't look like it's animating at all. When you're a bit closer, they do animate properly. I think that's just given how far away it is, they haven't bothered to animate it. The entire style of this game is very minimal. There is very little actual high detail stuff. You can see, we've just got a bit of grass here. We've got this lake here. The trees are all very highly stylized, and so is the entire world. It does work most of the time to feel, it still feels nonetheless, living in a way, but sometimes it will feel a bit bleak and inhospitable, especially when the weather is doing what it's doing right now. So it's closing in a bit. I think I can't remember which direction I was going. I'll just show you the four tools I've managed to find so far. So binoculars, that's what we were doing to look at those things over there. So there's the deer. I found these at the top of an observation tower. A fishing rod, so if I come along and I throw that out, we're going to reach the lake? No. Let's try again. There we go. Okay, so now we just stand here for a bit, do a little bit of fishing. Just look at the lovely scenery. And then hopefully in a second we will catch a fish. Sometimes can take a while. Wow, the mist really is coming in, isn't it? There we go. So there you go. No matter what bit of water you put in, you can catch fish in it. And then we've got a compass here, which is pointing true north, is that direction. And then finally, bow and arrow. I have had no opportunity to use this so far, apart from when there was a bee's nest. I was able to knock that out of a tree and then get some honey. It really is closing in. I feel we should make a fire. So you come over here, come to your knapsack. You can see we've got some tinder here. We're going to burn some. Starts a little lovely fire here. We can then, if we want, cook our fish on the fire. So let's cook that, and then we can eat that fish. You can eat... Oh, not hungry enough. Okay. It's probably because I had those blackberries earlier. You can cook... you can eat the fish raw, I should say, but I don't think it gives as much hunger to you. Survival so far has not really been a challenge. There are lots of bushes around. You can see all these little bushes like here. These are all blackberry bushes, so it's quite common to have stuff. Mushrooms are very, very plentiful. In most of the forest you can find mushrooms. Anyway, I have been writing. They provide this thing here, basically to write your own diary. This is amazing. This is fantastic. I have been writing a diary as though I've been here. So you can see day 1, the landscape stretching off into the horizon. I have no idea where I am. So I've just been writing it as though I have been dropped into this world and I don't know anything about it. So let's just say, I don't know, getting darks, so lit a campfire, and settled down. Oh, I hate that bit. I have to come up here. Down for the night. It lets you scroll, but I just don't like it. I would prefer it went over double pages and was just like an actual diary so you could see everything. So now you can sleep. It probably makes more sense to sleep at night because, you know, you can't see anything. It is really starry though. Look at those clouds as well. Very stylized circular clouds. So let's go to sleep then. This is the sleeping system. There's also this thing here. I have no idea what this does. This seems to indicate how your health is doing. This seems to indicate something, and then there's a picture here, and this picture is of what looks to be evacuation tents, is what I found at some point. No idea what any of this means still so far, or why this looks so modern. I guess maybe I'm an alien. But anyway, let's go to sleep. So whenever you sleep, you get a little poem. I met a seer passing the hues and objects of the world, the fields of art and learning, pleasure, sense, to glean eidolons. I think Eidolons is an idealized version of something. Oh my goodness, it is very misty. You can see I'm hungry down there. Probably time to have something to eat. Let's have that fish we cooked yesterday. Fish for breakfast. So we're going to say day 10. Incredibly misty this morning. Oh, incredibly misty this morning. There we go. We're going to smother the fire. We do have a map of some description. I think they hopefully will get some more detailed maps because the map system seems to be a separate breakdown of my book here. So from what I can gather, I'm somewhere around here-ish. You can see this direction it says is to Olympia. This is to Bellevue, Washington. I'm presuming this is the ocean here. I'm wondering if this is what used to be a highway. This big thing here. I have seen some of these pylons before, and I walked at this lake. I think I began about over here, and it's taken a fair old while, well, 10 in-game days to walk across that bit to there. So we're trying to basically go north. I'm trying to head towards Bellevue for no particular purpose. And normally, even though we can't see it because it's so misty this morning, there is a... let's just see which direction we need to go in. That way. There is a eagle that you can follow who will basically, from what I can gather, points you to the nearest note. So from wherever you are, if there is a note floating somewhere, the eagle will fly and hover in the direction of the nearest note, and then you can go there. So let's start off. Goodness, very misty this morning. The weather here seems to be typical Washington State, which is wet and misty. But in its own very minimalized way, it is very, very beautiful. So let's gather some blackberries. Come up to the bush. Oh, there we go. Get some blackberries. These will be useful for later. I believe that if you fall off mountains, or certainly if you go in water too much, water causes you to freeze. You can get injuries, and then you'd need to basically rest and recover to heal your injuries. Let's get those blackberries as well. But so far I haven't encountered any issues of getting food. Most of the world seems to have plenty of food on it. And there haven't been any enemies. I have heard there might be bears or something in the forest, but no. So far haven't seen a bear. I've just seen deer and one fox. But I think the idea of this game is fantastic. The idea that it's a massive world, there's actually nothing here, really. There are just notes scattered around the place, but it's just up to you to where you want to explore. Picking up some mushrooms. And then you have to piece together what happened in the past, 400 years ago, is a really lovely idea. And they have, using very minimalized style, created a world which is really, really intriguing, you know. Of course, I would like it to be more detailed and more graphically advanced, but for what it is, they've done really well. You can see, you know, we've got these ferns here and the thing. It makes you feel like you're in a forest. It's getting very steep here, actually. Let's see. We are still heading north, but I don't want to get to too steep an incline. We could just try climbing the mountain and see where it takes us. That might be nice. Maybe the fog will clear and we'll get a view. Maybe we'll find the eagle again. But this is most of the game. You can run, but from what I gather, running lowers your... Well, you get hungry quicker, basically, if you run. There, you see? Feeling pretty hungry. So let's just get up here. It's getting a little less steep. And have a... What have we got? Some mushrooms. We'll eat some mushrooms. So I think it just eats the number you need to basically not feel hungry anymore, which is good. But I feel sorry for my character. They're having to survive on nothing but blackberries, mushrooms, and the occasional fish. I do have that bit of honey, but I'm saving that for an emergency. You know. Getting very steep here. Hopefully we're going to get a good view at the top of this mountain. Run a little bit. But this is most of the game. Most of the game is just walking through a forest, not doing a whole lot. For some people that's going to be really boring, just as boring as Proteus was for some people. Ooh, blueberries! Oh, something new! There are blueberries! My goodness, gameplay changer right here. Blueberries. Now the excitement really begins. Now you can have a blackberry and blueberry pie. Ooh, observation tower over there. Let's go up there, see if we can see anything from the top. I hope this isn't the same observation tower I went up earlier. That would be quite irritating if I've walked around in a circle. Oh, you can see... Oh my goodness, what's that gigantic thing over there? There's something huge over there. What are those things? So this is why I like the game, is this sense of exploration and what is that? That is something gigantic. We need to climb this tower to get a better look. So you can see here how graphically advanced it is. This is not. It's all kind of 2D planes. It's really cleared up. Get to the top of the map of the observation tower. Oh, there is a note up here. How useful. Okay, so that is what looks to be, perhaps from where we're standing, a view of what the city used to look like. So I presume if we look down there, yeah, that looks like a road. That definitely looks like a road. Those look like towers, or what used to be towers. Only the ruins of towers left. Let's just use our thing, zoom in. So you see it's all breaking up there because we're a bit far away, but yeah, definitely the remains of a city. Oh, they look like cars down there as well. We could go and investigate that. It's certainly something. And you can see here just how gigantic the world is. You know, it took me a fair distance to get here, and I presume, is that north? Yeah, so I presume that this is the city of Bellevue, Washington. And then, you know, we get stuff like this to show, okay, that's what they used to look like. I don't know why there was a wall. It looks like there was a wall around the city at some point, which is sad. But it's all about interpreting these things, and you see there's the eagle, encouraging us to go that way. So we'll go that way. See what we can find. Hopefully get off this mountain without killing ourselves. There's the freeway down there, or what used to be the freeway, so we'll try and make our way down without hurting ourselves. Oh, no, we cannot go... We can't go that way. I think we're going to have to come round and down to that lake over there. Yeah, come down this way. Oh, what did I just walk over? I don't know, something. It made a crunching noise. So it's very peaceful, it's very relaxing, it's a lovely place to walk and just enjoy the scenery. I would like it if there was a little more, you know, story, but it's delivered in a very slow, methodical fashion, and, you know, only if you're looking for it. But it's a neat idea, and I think this is the kind of thing that, you know, No Man's Sky is going to want to invoke in its exploration. It's going to want to be mysterious and always different and something you've never seen before, and then wanting to strike out and go and see what's on the horizon, you know. And of course that game, not really in the same... You can't put that in the same basket as Eidolon, because Eidolon is much more minimalist and much more focused on creating a sense of place, I think. And it does that really well. It really does. So let's walk down this mountain, see if we can find anything else, and then that will basically be it. If we run into any animals, that would be good too. See if we get to this road. Ooh, hope I'm not going to injure myself walking down this forest. It is quite steep, I will admit. Hear the birds. The music is very good too. The music is kind of prog rockish, post rockish. Varies depending on what region of the map you're standing in, seems to. Several different tracks. And they're all very atmospheric and, you know, no vocals, just guitars. Okay, let's walk down here. Actually, we should fill in the journal. Let's fill in the journal to say that we saw those mountains. Going to miss it this morning. Climbed a mountain on the far side of the lake and discovered the remains of a city. A note at the top of the observation tower showed a picture of the city as it once was. Is this Bellevue? Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I think the developers have said that they have based this on a topographical map of this part of Washington. So in terms of mountains and stuff, they should be correct, I think. More mushrooms. Okay, I think we've come down now, so we could now rotate around, try and get towards that motorway and then walk towards the city. Just don't want to tire myself out. The days pass very quickly here. I think it's like a GTA accelerated time. Days are about 24 minutes. But that's good in terms of not making sure that nothing overlaps. This game also reminds me of Shelter, the badger simulator. It has a similar-ish style. I suppose Shelter is a bit more detailed and a bit more papercrafty. That'd be nice, actually, if there were badgers in this game. That'd be great. See some badgers roaming around. I think that would be a criticism. It doesn't. I suppose it is the post-apocalypse, but it does feel very dead because there's so little animal life, including, you know, birds. There aren't many birds. It is just you and the trees, basically. What's that noise? Oh, that's the music. The music's got all intense. I think the eagle is saying there's a note off in that direction. I just want to come down to the road here. Oh, exhausted. Okay, well, probably need to go to sleep then and wait. Let's just see if we can get to the motorway. Where's the motorway? There it is. Too tired to run. Oh. So it looks like there have been landslips at some point that have covered the motorway. Oh, I can see a note over there. Yeah, there's a note. So those little hovering, sparkling things are always notes. So we'll light a fire and we'll go to sleep. Got to throw away our old blackberries. I think you can eat them, but they would presumably make you ill. Or we can have the blueberries for dinner. That's nice. You don't have to make a fire either, but I always just like to. It's just nice to have a fire. And also, I think the old fires do remain in the world. So if you ever went back, you could relight old fires. So let's eat our blueberries. Excitement. Wow, we ate all the blueberries. How lovely. Alright, and then we can go to sleep. That's the same poem as before. Oh no, it's slightly different actually. To glean eidolons. Maybe it is slightly different. So it's right in the middle of the night now. probably not the best time to be walking anywhere. I have no idea what this white light is. It's like, what is that white light? It's lovely, it's really entrancing, but what is it? In the middle of the night. I suppose you could walk towards it. Maybe there's some mystery at the end there. I'm quite hungry. We better have something else to eat. Let's cook another fish. Just need to walk up to a fire and then you can cook fish. Okay, and then we'll go to sleep again until tomorrow morning. I bet it'll be misty again. All space, all time, the stars, the terrible perturbations of the sun, swelling, collapsing, ending, serving their longer, shorter use, filled with Eidolons only. I like this music track, it's really good. Okay. So, need some more food, so we'll have some more blackberries. And then let's head out and get that note. So it's really a game where you make your own objectives. I believe there are somewhere around the region of 150 notes scattered around the world. I have no idea if this game has a definite ending. If when you collect all 150 it says, "Congratulations, you finished." I would probably doubt it. I expect it just goes on. I have read the developer is planning to add loads more notes to the world to further flesh out the backstory, which would be really good, because that is one of the most interesting things, is learning about how this disaster happened or what happened. But in terms of, you know, they really give a variation of how the world looks and what there is. This wasn't a very big freeway, was it? I suppose relatively big. Don't know. You could get a double. It's a dual carriageway, I guess. 2 lanes both ways. There's that note. And yeah, I think it is good that there are the survival aspects, because without that, the game would be, you know, it would be Proteus basically. It would be there is nothing to do, and with the survival, there are at least something to focus on every day. Okay. Oh, so this is a follow-on to this here, which looks like it was written by the same person. So it says YL188. This must have been the greatest city of them all, incredible godlike structures and the crumbling outer wall. As dead as the rest, though, at a level of decay that matches the first city we passed through on our journey. But we cannot stop for long now. Like we did then, we have lots of a whole host of mouths to feed this time. Oh, okay. So, I presume, you know, she's spelling, or whoever wrote this is spelling so badly because grammar or whatnot is 188 years after whatever the terrible disaster is that happened. But you can do these things like Old Town, and then it's like points in the direction of where, and then you can go searching for that off over there. We're still hungry again. We'll eat something else. Let's eat. Oh no, toss those. Eat some more mushrooms. You can see I'm running low on mushrooms. I probably better collect some more. But that is Eidolon, a really, really interesting little game. It's available now on Steam and from the developer's website. I would recommend if you liked Proteus and if you liked Gone Home to some degree, if you like Dear Esther, if you liked basically any of the walk 'em ups, this is in a similar vein, but it's on a much grander scale, a much, much bigger world. And there is that survival aspect as well, although, again, as I've said, it's not particularly important. But there, I will leave you that, and I will return you to the greatness of the BBC Two clock. It's just 8 o'clock exactly, so time for some dinner, I think. I will see you all next time when we slice into something else. Until then, bye for now.